Hello viewers, thank you for tuning into my video. I'm Replay, and in this video, you know what grinds my gears about Ubisoft? Well, other than the fact that they feel the need to be one of those companies that has to constantly drag a franchise through the dirt with a yearly release. But Ubisoft is the first of its kind to promise to give their franchise a rest by giving Assassin's Creed a break for a year or a little more. So maybe there will be a release of an Assassin's Creed every other year, so it's not as crappy and they have more time to work on the bugs, so it's actually a good game. Then again, they do still have that overwhelming urge to drag something through the dirt for a while until the next Assassin's Creed comes out. So why not Tom Clancy? Yeah, with Tom Clancy's The Division, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon coming out at some point, and I wouldn't be surprised if they announced like Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell before the year is over. Well, if they haven't already, and I just don't know about it. But don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the Tom Clancy games, and I do enjoy most of Ubisoft's games. It just seems like that each starting franchise has enough problems to them that I think it's best to spend another month fixing them before releasing the game, while existing franchises get a little worse with each installment taking longer to completely fix the game. Even then, when it comes to each existing game, updating a game has its own buggy problems, with upgrades being worse than add-ons, which add-ons presenting problems like rubber banding or no clipping through objects, and other problems that are annoying at worst. While upgrades may be meant to make a piece of content better, it brings out multiple problems that are worse and more anger-inducing to see happen, especially when it happens a lot, and people even exploit these problems to their advantage just to get a leg up on their opponent for a win, because they can't win otherwise without this temporary advantage before Ubisoft fixes it. And in the end, it ends up making the game more unbearable to play for the time being until it's fixed, which isn't good for Ubisoft if the game's community doesn't want to play the game anymore. Now, Ubisoft does create good games, and it just looks like they have gotten sloppy in recent years. And I think they need to rethink their approach to the release of their games, because, for example, doing what they did with Siege is a stupid move. The final beta, before the official release of the game, was so messed up that it barely anyone could play, and all the hours that you could play the beta led straight into, if not had a small time gap between the end of the beta and the release of the game. They were so close together. Yet instead of fixing the problems by delaying the game to give more time, at least a month, to properly fix this, they literally spend all the time that the beta is active to try and fix it and make it somewhat playable to anyone, basically, that they didn't really care what the final result would be for the actual game. Instead of delaying it to fix it thoroughly, they spend the entire time just fixing the beta so it's somewhat playable, so it seems presentable enough that people would buy their game. Whoop-de-doo, that wasn't really impressive to me, and it left a big impression on me that why would I want to buy the game 24 hours from now if I can't play the beta at all? That if it was a portion of the game is acting like this bad, what makes you think I'm going to want to buy the game if it's acting like that. If this is the portion of the game acting like this, what is the entire game going to act like? That's why I didn't buy it right away. It indeed was a good game, but the fact that the beta was that bad, and they just didn't seem to care to say that they need to delay it. Yes, it'd be a huge bummer that we're ready for the game to come out and it gets delayed. Well, it'd probably be better in the long run if you at least spent that extra month probably needed to work out that huge kink with matchmaking. Yet you worked it out throughout the beta. You worked it out after post-launch of the actual game, and you still gotta work it out so it's not entirely done, because matchmaking is really hard to fix. Apparently, matchmaking is still messed up to this day, where it can't match at least one person, if not an entire team together fast enough, to the point that you find it just best to exit out and then go back into a new lobby in hopes that it connects you again. That kind of stupid stuff is what could cost what people think of their game, but they, like many companies, try to release probably most of their games at this point on a rush. They feel the need to get it out as fast as possible and on the deadline. Yet, yes, we're going to be severely bummed out and probably yelling at them for a bit for delaying it. But when it comes out and we can actually play it, and not hopes that we can turn it on and play it, that'll be worth it. But it's whatever they want to do. However they want to leave an impression on their own game, who knows? Ubisoft, you created a good game. You're just not managing it right all the time. So sometimes you mess up, especially coming to Assassin's Creed. You've messed up on recent years. Glad you took the step to say that you are going to take a break from Assassin's Creed. You are releasing some Tom Clancy games. I've never been into the Ghost Recon series. The Division is a good starting franchise. And I've never played previous Rainbow Six Siege games, but then again, I think there are also games that would aren't multiplayer, so to say. Plus, I never heard of the Siege series until just about the release date of the beta. Good game, Ubisoft. You're just not fully managing it right. When you upgrade something, you're just adding more problems than you are adding beneficiaries to a character, or a thing, or a gun. So you got more problems to fix than adding a new character to a game, compared to upgrading the character to make him more playable. But it's your thing, and at some point it will be fixed. And until then, I guess we have to grit through it. But that's all I have to say about Ubisoft. I hope you guys enjoyed my ramblings. And if you did, like and subscribe. And until next time, keep calm, game on.